Let me be real with you. You're not quitting because you're weak or you're lazy or you're broken. You're quitting because for real, you haven't lit up that deep inner fire. See, you've been chasing a dress size or a number on the scale, thinking that that is the only goal. But what if I told you that lasting motivation doesn't come from external outside factors? It comes from within. Your why is the root, not the fruit. We're going to dive right in because you're here for change. No more empty promises. Let's get into it. If you're new here, welcome. I am Alyssa, and I have just hit 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is absolutely insane. I've only had this channel for around 2 years, so if this is your very first video with me, welcome. And if you have been rocking with me since 2 years ago, thank you guys so much for being here. Let's get into phase one. Phase one is discover your why, the root of lasting motivation. If you feel stuck, exhausted by every start and stop, it may not be because you lack discipline. It's because up to now, nobody has really had a conversation with you to dig deep for the truth. And that ends right here. This is going to be a really important phase, you guys. It's a phase where everything is going to shift. Most women are handed the same tired script. Just lose weight and you'll feel better. But here's what you need to unlearn. Feeling good isn't a why. It's a fleeting mood. If your reason is flimsy, life is going to topple over it faster than a row of dominoes. You don't magically wake up to motivation one morning. The real secret is the women who don't quit are the ones who connect their journey to a very deep, personal, real emotion. When your goal is about loving your energy around your loved ones, or owning a room when you walk into it, or breaking a cycle for your children, you're no longer pushing, you are pulled. You don't follow through because of what you want. You follow through because your why is going to light you on fire. So in this phase, this is how we're going to discover what our why is. I want you guys to really picture this for a moment. You are the main character in a powerful, chill-inducing movie. You're standing in the mirror. The music is building that something's coming. In that moment, you're ready to script your own comeback. Those montage scenes in your film, the setbacks, the tears, the late night pep talks to yourself, they suddenly mean something because your why is now your power anthem. So this is what you're going to do in phase one. I want you to pull out or purchase or borrow your prettiest journal. In the journal, I want you to ask yourself, what's my real reason for wanting to lose weight? And think about what you want the weight loss to give you that goes beyond the scale. Is it truly about feeling confident in your skin, dancing without fear at your best friend's wedding, or being an energetic mom able to run after your kids? You need to really think about what your why is, and it's personal to you. Once you guys have determined your why, and it may take a few days, don't rush this because this is going to be the foundation. In that journal, you're going to write your why down like a script in your personal movie, which is your life. I need you guys to be raw, be specific, make it your soul's headline. After you guys have written it out, got it all out on the page, I want you to read this why every single morning for a week. That's it. But once you write it out, read it every morning out loud to yourself, to your dog, to your children, it doesn't matter. But read it out loud for a week straight. Let it become the soundtrack to your own highlight reel. You guys, this phase is fundamentally important, okay? I'll share a little bit personally for me and my personal why. For me, I've always really been pretty confident, right? And there was a phase during my journey when I was over 235 pounds. I was doing like plus size posing tips and I was feeling pretty confident. But then the confidence didn't really last because I started becoming really uncomfortable in my skin. For a girl like me who's always love the camera, love getting dressed up, love going out, right? It became a point in my life where I genuinely just wasn't happy with how I was feeling and how I was looking. I'm always been a content creator. I've always taken pictures and videos, and I was looking back at the videos and it got to the point for the first time in my life, I was not happy with what I was seeing. In addition to the physical, I was experiencing numbness in my legs, right? At first I was like, okay, maybe I'm sleeping wrong, had a bad day. But this was a reoccurring thing. Every morning, like clockwork, I would wake up in the morning and there was just this heaviness to my legs. It felt numb. It would take a while to kind of like wake up. And I just thought it was really strange. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I even looked it up, nothing, right? You guys, once I started on my weight loss journey, that completely went away. And I realized that I was starting to have so much weight on my limbs that it was affecting the way I was moving, and it was just heavy and it was weighing me down. You guys, I couldn't even walk up a flight of stairs without being out of breath. It just was getting to that point. And for me, I was like, absolutely not. Like, I have to make a change. All this confidence that I claim I had, I felt like it really wasn't the most authentic because I was accepting where I was at, right? The weight gain had come. I was very comfortable with my eating habits and all that. And I was just like, okay, look, this is my body now. This is genetics. There's something I could do about it. I'm just going to accept where I'm at. I became complacent. And that's the real for me. Everyone has to come to their own realization. But for me, I was complacent. And I decided it was time to a change because nothing about me in my life had ever shown complacency. I'm hardworking. I always get things done. I'm highly competitive. But for some reason, I got lazy and I got comfortable. And that was my personal why. I was like, look, enough is enough. Starting this phase with writing your why down actually works because when you marry your habits to genuine feelings, your brain backs it up. Dopamine, oxytocin, it's real science backed by chemical motivation. It's very similar to like the fluttery excitement with a new crush. Only this time, the crush that you have is on yourself. Here's a hot girl tip. Your why is your superpower, babe. It really is. Every favorite show you have, every movie, every rom-com, it has a plot twist. So let this be yours. Clarity isn't just an aesthetic cute thing on a vision board. It's the foundation of your glow up. Phase 2 is recognize when you are losing sight of your why. Now that you have discovered what your why actually is, phase 2 is all about recognizing when you actually lose sight of it because sometimes it does happen. Let's be real. Having a powerful why doesn't mean that you never want to give up. It simply means that you know what you are fighting for. But there will be days, months, weeks where it feels really heavy. As life does, it'll throw chaos your way. Or you'll look in the mirror and you'll just be frustrated. You feel like nothing's really changing. This is the part where most women lose sight of their why. And this is the moment exactly when the thought of quitting sneaks into your subconscious. And you start doing things like, I'll start over Monday. And then you miss that Monday. And then it's just a spiral from there. Here's something to note, you guys, though. Losing sight of your why does not mean that you are failing. It means that you're a human being living a real, messy, beautiful life. But what you do next makes all the difference before you let frustration or burnout win. Pause and take notice. What's really pulling you away? Emotional roadblocks hit us all. And sometimes, you guys, when you are on track to becoming extraordinary, that's when roadblocks come even faster. Sometimes it's things like being overwhelmed, work deadlines, family drama, feeling like every single person around you needs you more than you need yourself. Sometimes it's self-doubt. Those cruel little thoughts whispering, who are you to change? Other times, it's the noise of everyone else's opinion on you and your life. Your mom's comments, your coworker, Instagram before and afters. So this is what you guys need to do in this phase to stay locked in. If you come to a point where you're losing sight of your why, when you feel like quitting, stop. And I want you to journal in that moment. Or do a voice memo. I love a voice memo. It really does like provide some reflection of how raw you felt in that moment because you get to hear yourself back. And yes, it may feel awkward. Do it anyways. Here's your 3-step prompt for this. Number 1 is what just happened? Was it a bad day? Was it a rude comment? An exhausting week? Identify it. Number 2 is how did it make you feel? Honestly, sad, angry, hopeless, numb? Be real. Number 3 is how can I reconnect with my why right now? Remind yourself what you are fighting for. You took so much time to develop what your why is. You wrote it all down. Reconnect with that. I want you guys to picture your why as a string of fairy lights. At first, they glow bright and strong. Your path is very clear. When you were writing that why initially, you're pretty locked in. You're like, yes, this is my why. This is why I'm doing this. But as life piles on, each moment of overwhelm or doubt, it's like dust collecting on those bulbs, making them dimmer and they shine less. But every time you journal honestly about how you are feeling in those moments, you are slowly, gently wiping the dust away so your why can shine again. Science shows that naming what you are feeling and why you are disconnected is powerful. It literally helps your mind shift out of autopilot and back into the driver's seat where you belong. So you will start acting on purpose, not just reacting to stress like so many of us do. This phase is super key, you guys, because challenges are going to come. That excitement that you felt initially, it may fade. You will have bad days. Life circumstances will come up, but you have to reconnect with your why. It is going to be your light. And this is what changed for me on my personal journey. This wasn't the first time I have tried to lose weight. I had failed time and time again, like many of us do. But I didn't have a clear why those times. I kind of was just going through the motions. Once I identified my why, and then when life happened, I realigned myself with acknowledging how I was feeling in those moments, writing it down, leaving a voice memo, being very raw, but then also being like, okay, I had that moment, but what is my why? Your why is going to be bigger than these moments, these inconveniences. And I get it, you guys. Life be lifing, okay? To various different degrees. We all have very serious things that pop up, but your why is your light. There's always going to be something. Things are always going to come up. And I know personally for me, when I have been the most aligned and really focused and the most on track, that's when inconveniences come. Because pressure is a privilege, you guys. If you are getting pressure while you are trying to go towards your goals, there is beauty in that. Pressure makes diamonds. Any and everybody can stay locked in towards their goals when everything is perfect. When you have all the money in the world and your family's super aligned and you have everything that you've ever wanted, it's very easier to pursue your goals. The people who stay locked in despite when life is just chaotic, you have pressures at work, family dynamics, that is when you really shine. I know that this is going to be a challenge, but I put this phase 2 in there because I know that life happens. And this will help you realign when those moments come. Here's a hot girl tip. Every time you feel lost, use that as a sign to pause and reflect. Your why isn't gone in those moments. It's just waiting for you to see it again. Grab your journal and make those fairy lights sparkle. All right, so you discovered your why in phase 1. You learned how to recognize when you lose sight of it in phase 2. Now, welcome to phase 3, where we bring it all together. This is the phase where your why stops being just an idea and starts showing up in your daily life, because your why should drive your actions, you guys, not the other way around. A lot of times we try to force things, force relationships, force family dynamics, like dragging ourselves to workouts that we absolutely despise, following some highly restrictive diet that's making us miserable, hoping that it'll just create some lasting motivation. But girl, as you know, it never sticks. Why? Because you have got it flipped. Your why is what fuels you. It's how you push through on the hard days. So, how do you actually connect your why to your daily habits? It starts by making your why part of your routine. Simple, but powerful. Say your why is being healthy for your children. Don't just think about it once and then move on. That's not enough. You've got to feel it every single day. Before you work out, remind yourself, I'm doing this so I can chase my babies without being out of breath. Before you prep your meals, think, this is how I stay strong for my children. You're not just checking off a box. You're connecting your actions to something bigger, something meaningful. Your why isn't your destination, but it is your fuel. And when you tie it to the little things, like what you eat, how you move, and even how you think, it keeps that fire inside of you burning, no matter how tough your day is. Here's what I want you guys to do in this phase. Forget journaling for now. This phase is all about movement. These daily actions will just not move your body, but keep your why in the front and center. Day one of this, you guys, in this phase, I want you to start with some yoga, some deep stretching under some really calm music at home. While you stretch, I want you to think about your why. Picture it in your mind. It's not about perfect poses. It's about centering yourself in that purpose. And I want to speak to the individuals who don't have the most peaceful home. Everyone's home isn't felt like sanctuary. Maybe you have a lot of people in your home. Maybe dynamics are off. Okay, I hear you. I still need you to do this phase though. So we're going to go to a park. We're going to go into our car in the back seat. Whatever you have to do, but you need to have this moment with yourself to recenter your why. Day two in this phase, I want you guys to schedule a 20-minute walk. Not for calories, not for steps. The walk is meant to simply be the moment that you connect. Put on some music that really lifts your spirits. Listen to a podcast. Have no music at all and really just listen to the sounds you hear. A lot of times I like doing that because I really like hearing the birds chirp and the breeze. And sometimes when you really focus, you can hear some beautiful things. Before you start your walk, quietly tell yourself your why. I want you guys to visualize it with every single step. Day three in this phase, I want you guys to do something out of the ordinary, of your normal routine, to remind yourself that you are choosing you. Maybe it's a dance break in your kitchen, because why not? You pay all that rent, you might as well utilize the place. Or a quick guided workout online. There's tons of free resources on YouTube. While you guys are vibing, I want you to repeat a mantra that connects to your why. It could be something like, I deserve to show up fully in my life. Trust me, girl, this shifts everything. When you guys get to this phase, each day this week, I want you to pick one of these things to do. But here is the key. Before you do any of it, take 10 seconds to think or say out loud your why. That is what connects the dots. And for all my girlies who are overachievers, I have some extra steps that you can do during this phase. Set up daily reminders of your why. Literally, have a little note, like a calendar note, and have a little phrase that reminds you of your why, and have it come on your calendar every single day so you see it. Leave sticky notes on your bathroom mirror with affirmations like, I move because I love myself, not because I hate myself. Or set up a phone alarm midday that says your why needs you. You've got this. Here's why all of this matters, you guys. When you are consciously reminding yourself of your why, to act out of alignment, not obligation. Psychology tells us visual and verbal reminders create positive cues of action. It's like setting up little road signs guiding you throughout your day. And the more you connect to your why, the less you are going to be relying on fleeting motivation. This will lead you to build an ecosystem of habits that are fueled by purpose. Here's a hot girl tip. Don't just live your why, move with it. Every stretch, every step, every deep breath can be a love letter to the life that you are building. And girl, you are writing the most epic story yet. Before we dive into the last three phases, drop your commitment in the comments below. Type why glow and your start date to show that you are locked in and you are claiming this journey. And if you are loving these phases, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you connect with me on my socials. My Instagram is Fitless Lifestyle. I recently just hit 10K, which is crazy. It took forever. I'm not going to lie to you. It was easier to get monetized on YouTube than it was to reach 10K on Instagram. So if you want to connect with me on IG, make sure you follow me there. I post a lot of stories, a lot of my daily workouts and things like that. And I'm also on TikTok, fitless.lifestyle. And I would just love to have you guys be a part of my community. I do engage with my comments and I talk to you guys. So If you're into that, make sure you follow me there. All right, let's get into the very last 3 phases. Phase 4 is going to be build your tribe. Accountability to protect your why. You've done it all up until this point. You've uncovered your why in phase 1. You've learned to recognize when you lose sight of it in phase 2. And you have started connecting to your daily actions in phase 3. But listen, this is a game changer phase. This is how you protect everything that you have built so far. Protecting your why, that is leadership energy. And true leaders know one thing, that they can't do it alone. Here's the truth that most people will not tell you. Motivation is going to fade. Okay, I will say it again. Motivation will fade. Willpower will waver. And there will be days, probably multiple days, where quitting feels like the easier option. But this is why this phase is so important, and this is where your tribe comes in. Your tribe is a circle of people who hold you up when life comes knocking you down. Think about some of your favorite performers. Let's use Beyonce. When she steps on stage, there is an entire tribe behind those lights, that production, her fan, okay? That magic. Why should your why be any different? You deserve a tribe that protects, respects, and fuels your why. When you have someone to remind you of your goals and call you out with love when you are slipping, it shifts everything. Accountability, it's a love language. It's how you say to yourself, my why matters enough to have people in my corner who won't let me forget it. So, how do you actually build a tribe? Don't overthink it, but I need you guys to be intentional. Step 1, say it with me, find your people. This might mean joining a fitness group on Facebook, message boards, or even dropping in the comment section of this video and connecting with women who are just like you who want change. And yes, please go ahead, say hello to someone down there. I actually have met a friend on the internet via TikTok. Never thought it would happen to me, but we are both pixie queens and content creators. Who would have thunk it? Don't be scared. Step 2 is be honest. Real accountability requires real conversations. If you have a friend that is always on their grind, or maybe a family member or a coworker, ask them one simple question. Hey, will you hold me accountable to my goals? And step 3, if you are really ready to level up, is to consider hiring a coach or join a structured program, because sometimes we need a professional to call us out and push us to the next level. I'm actually coming out of a structured program soon, so stay tuned for that. And there is no shame, you guys, in investing in yourself. You're worth it. So what you're going to do in this phase is schedule check-ins with your accountability partner at the same time every week. Maybe it's a Saturday morning coffee where you both review how the week went. If you're in an online group, post a daily win, big or small, because sharing progress rewires your brain to focus on what's working, not what's not. Threads is a great app for this. A lot of people share their wins on Threads, and you'd be so surprised by the community that's on that platform. So if you don't have a community right now, start with Threads. And here's a big one, you guys. Celebrate together. If you and your tribe hit a milestone, treat yourself. Spa day, Zoom dance party. It's about reinforcing the idea that this is a team effort and your wins are meant to be shared. Here's why this is such a game changer. Accountability works because it is rooted in commitment bias. Once we state our goals out loud, especially to someone else, we are almost wired to follow through because we want to keep our word. You're no longer relying just on self-discipline alone. You're creating a safety net, a support group. So when life gets messy and chaotic, because it will, I promise you that, and you feel like stepping off path, your tribe is there to support you. Now, I can't continue on this phase without keeping it real with you guys. You have to be very mindful about who you choose to be in your tribe. Not everybody is there to see you win, and that's just the reality of it. Be very mindful of the energy that you let into your life. But if you do this right, if you choose the right individuals who truly want the best for you and who truly support you, It's a game changer. Here's a hot girl tip. Your why deserves a try, and you have the power to create one. When you surround yourself with individuals who lift you higher, the glow up isn't just physical, it's emotional and becomes unstoppable. You guys, we only have 2 more phases left. Phase 5 is going to be reassess and refine your why over time. A lot of people don't realize this, but your why is not necessarily set in stone. It's not a tattoo. Your why grows as you grow. And if you don't stop to reassess it, you risk chasing something that no longer fits your life. This is what phase 5 is all about. Because the woman that is starting her weight loss journey today, she will not, I promise you, be the same woman 3 months from now or 3 years from now. And that, you guys, is exciting. But that also means your why will and should evolve with you. Think about this, you guys. Your why today might be about building more confidence. But as you grow and you start feeling stronger and owning your confidence, your why might shift to something like longevity or inspiring others. That's growth, baby, and that's freaking beautiful. But you will only notice if you stop and check in with yourself. Reassessing your why isn't just about checking in. It's recalibration. It's how you make sure that every single step you take aligns with who you are becoming. This is what I want you guys to do in this phase. Set aside around 10 minutes each month for your why check-in. Does not have to be fancy, but here's how you make it powerful. Step 1 is you're going to create a ritual. This is your time to connect with you. Light a candle, pour some tea, put some music on that really makes you feel good. Why? Because rituals, they anchor our mindset. It makes the check-in feel special, not just another checklist on your to-do list. Step 2 in this phase is I want you guys to ask yourself 2 questions. 1 is, does this why still fuel me? And 2, do I need to adjust? Be honest with yourself, you guys. Maybe your why isn't hitting as hard because it's grown. Maybe it needs more depth. That's okay. Growth means you are moving forward, not back. Step 3 in this phase is use visual tools. Update your vision board to reflect your new why. You can swap out photos, add quotes that embody this new season in your life. You can write down a mantra that reflects your refined purpose. Seeing your why visually reminds you that you are working towards it. Step 4 in this phase, set a reoccurring calendar reminder. And a pro tip is use an affirmation for the title. Something like, what's driving me today? That little pop-up reminder that you send to yourself every month could be the nudge that you need. Here's a hot girl tip. Your why isn't a one-hit wonder. It's a soundtrack to your glow up. Check in, remix it, and turn up the volume. That is how you stay winning. Before we dive into the very last phase, drop your commitment in the comments below. Type why glow with the date in which you are starting these phases to show to yourself that you are claiming this journey. And like I said, if you guys are loving this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And follow me on my socials, Fitlist Lifestyle on Instagram and fitlist.lifestyle on TikTok. Let's get into the very last phase. Phase 6 is going to be celebrate your progress as proof you are living your why. Look at you making it to phase 6. You've done the work step by step, phase by phase, and every single one has gotten you closer to this moment. But now we are not just talking about showing up for your why. We're talking about celebrating it, celebrating you. Think about it. You started phase 1 by uncovering your why, connecting to the deeper reason you want this and aligning it with your heart. Phase 2 taught you how to recognize moments when you've lost sight of it so you can get back on track. Then in phase 3, you learned how to connect your why to your daily actions. Phase 4, you built your tribe, surrounding yourself with people who protect your why like it's sacred, because it is. And phase 5, you learned how to reassess and refine your why. All of this has brought you here to phase 6, where we celebrate progress as proof that you are living your why. Most people forget that progress is not perfection. It isn't just about a number on a scale. Progress is feeling your energy bounce back. It's realizing that you can lift more than you did last month. It's a quiet moment when you walk past the mirror and you think, I look good. And celebrating those moments, you guys, is key, because human psychology shows us when you acknowledge your wins, you're going to release dopamine, feel-good hormone. And dopamine, it's going to reinforce positive habits, and it's going to tell your brain, Hey, let's keep doing this. That's why celebrating your wins isn't just fun, it's how you stay consistent. So, how do you celebrate in a way that strengthens your why? Here's a step by step plan to not only enjoy your wins, but to lock that consistency in. Step one in this phase, you guys, is honor your body. After all, she's been with you through every single phase. Pick one day this week to do something that makes you feel amazing. A relaxing bubble bath with candles, deep stretching, massage. Remind yourself this body is proof of my progress. Step two in this phase is going to be celebrate out loud. Whether it's calling your best friend to share a win, posting in your accountability group, or even shouting yourself out in the comments below. Saying it out loud makes it real. And don't just celebrate the big things. Those small wins, they count too because they add up. Step three in this phase is tie your celebrations back to your why. If your why is leading a healthier lifestyle for your family, celebrate by cooking a healthy meal together. Take a family nature walk or go outside and play with your kids. Make your celebrations align with why you started in the first place. Step four in this phase, and this one is fun. Create a progress jar. Every week, write down one thing you're proud of on a small, tiny little bit piece of paper. Fold it and drop it into the jar. I think 99 in LA have gone down now, but Dollar Trees and things like that, they have tons of mason jars. Go to one of those establishments and get yourself a mason jar. At the end of the month, I want you guys to open it and read all the incredible progress you've made. It's like a highlight reel reminding you how far you have come. Here's why celebration works. It builds positive reinforcement. When you stop and acknowledge wins, big or small, you are training your brain to associate progress with joy. Progress becomes addictive because it feels good. And girl, feeling good about your why is exactly what keeps you coming back for more. When you live your why, quitting isn't an option. Every step you take is proof that you are not fragile, that you are capable. Because showing up is not about being perfect. It's about being present for your why every single day. That energy you feel, that confidence that you're building, that strength that you discovered about yourself, that is worth celebrating. You guys have got this. So as a reminder, this is how to find your why and stop quitting on your weight loss journey. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love having chats with you guys. Do not forget to comment why glow and the date that you are starting down below to lock in your commitment. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.